In Mikhail Csikszentmihalyi's book called Flow, he makes a convincing case that one of the most important movements towards peak states of well-being is to enter a state of flow. Now, a state of flow is a movement from one position to another. It is an exchange of energy. And in order to facilitate and amplify an exchange of energy, purpose, a goal, is a tremendous accelerant. So when you have a vision, a desire, a goal, you have a place to direct energy, and there is a higher degree of flow. So it's important in creating purpose, first of all, not to create dead ends, because we don't like coming to a stall and not knowing where to go. And so we'll often not fully achieve a goal if there's nothing beyond it. So the community has three purposes. First, to create as high a level of sustainable well-being in our individual lives as possible. Second, to facilitate, to own, to respond to the community and facilitate the highest level of sustainable well-being for each member of the community. And thirdly, to transcend the community. So we're moving in a transcendent direction, and this is helpful in facilitating sustainable flow. We're moving from the individual and then transcending the individual to apply things to the group. Now, this is very important because, as I found in the relationship with my wife, that it was easier to take an interest and champion her well-being. It was easier to understand and support her well-being than it was to understand and support my own. And so naturally, I took a very active interest in her well-being, and in the purpose, or in the process of doing so, discovered all kinds of things that improved my own well-being that I couldn't get to directly. So the transcendence of the ego to show an interest in others' well-being is tremendously self-loving. And similarly, it's very easy for a small group, a community, to get lost in the myopia of politics within the group. But when the focus is on refining the group so that we can bring the best protocols or best practices of the group, develop them and bring them into the world and advocate for them and share them with others, that transcendence of the group to serve something bigger reverberates back into greater clarity. As you're trying to teach someone, you have to think about it more deeply than if you're just preparing it for your own mind. And so there's a number of different ways where being of service and becoming a teacher deepens the learning process. And when one's purpose is to develop the greatest practices, meaning the practices that bring more well-being per unit of energy than anything that has ever existed before, one, for yourself and your fellow community members too, and then to share that and disseminate that information freely for sustainable human and planetary well-being. There's no greater purpose, and it aligns with the deepest drive in every human being, which is to feel sustainably better and avoid feeling chronically worse.